Go ahead and clap. All right, we're live. It's 8 a.m. Coffee Podcast. That's Paul over there. Actually, he's over there. And here in the middle, we've got a good friend of both of ours, Mr. Dillan Howell. We go way, way back. We used to play in a band
We
together.
Ooh, really?
Uh-huh.
These are all interesting things that I don't know anything about, by the way.
For years and
We
years, we,
did.
we toured the country playing
We did.
worship events. So, how's it going over there?
Did you for real?
We did. We sure did. The saying was huge on the East Coast if people were asking on the West.
Uh-huh.
Huge on the West Coast if people were asking on the East.
That's true. I think one of our favorite shows that we did, if you want to call them shows, worship events, um, was over in Arizona. Actually, probably one of the coolest places I've ever been in my life. Fun stuff.
Here, I'm sharing this.
Oh, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, can you explain my situation too?
Oh yeah,
I don't have power.
Dylan is over at the Orangery, if I am to understand
Health
this correctly. What?
Health Factory.
Yeah, the Health Factory, which is what I said. And he has already done a workout this morning for like an hour. He's wide awake.
That's,
He's super
that's
You
not
don't
buzzed.
need
true.
power for a workout?
No, 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 no.
Yeah, I haven't worked out yet. But I don't have power. That's correct.
I tried. I really tried. Um, but also, you co-own with your wife a food truck of sorts, and I want to talk about this from the beginning because, from my understanding, it has been called shaved ice my entire
It is
life.
not it is not shaved ice.
Can you explain to me what shave ice is and why it is not shaved past tense?
I I knew this is what it was going to be about.
This is the whole thing.
I was, I thought, what could we possibly talk about? And then I just thought they're gonna, or at least Asher, because Paul knows Asher's gonna be
No.
like, why is it called?
It's a
To my understanding,
Hawaiian thing, right?
It,
it is a Hawaiian
first
thing.
of all, first of all, when Dylan and he was talking about starting this up, I told him if he called it shaved ice, I would never come to it. So, like, let's start off with that. All right.
That's true. It is an Hawaiian thing. To my understanding, Hawaiian is shave ice. New Orleans style is shaved. So we want to be at least Hawaiian influenced,
Uh-huh.
not New Orleans. So we go to the shave ice world. There's actually a whole commercial that airs that talks about the difference between shaved and shaved ice, and they get in an argument. It's actually really fun. But
Is it for the wooden spoon?
I wish
That'd be cool.
not for the wooden spoon.
How
That's really it.
okay.
I mean that literally it. Unless Paul has anything he wants to add.
But there's
Well,
no
It's
rhyme
funny
or
you'll run
reason.
across Hawaiians who
no, there's 100 rhymes and reason why it's shaved and not shave.
Why?
Like, don't no, because like, first of all, all right, so you don't pack it, you let it lay on there soft. Like,
one
you're not
blade.
going to get a packed. So and I mean, I could go on about the wooden spoon, and Dylan doesn't even have to. Like, I can talk about, everything's natural, like they don't add any. There's no food coloring. My favorite thing is about the green apple because it's clear. And I'm sure they get people that are like, why isn't it green? Well, probably because they don't add green dye to it. Have you ever seen the inside of an apple? I mean, look,
I'm just glad I've already flustered you on a Monday morning at 8:07.
you've already triggered me already. All right. I was already in this mood anyways. Don't
Okay,
worry. You're
okay,
just
good.
adding to it. So, no, like it's not packed. It's all natural. We're not going there. Actually, I'm not even the expert on shave ice or like snowballs or any of those things. Any of those things you want to call like ice that's flavored that you eat with a spoon in this house. That is not me. That is the person sitting to my left over here. She is like a connoisseur of whatever is going on, and Wooden Spoon. And then there's one other place, I'm not going to deny it, when she feels like New Orleans style, that's where she goes. But no, they get way too much of our money already when I make them pay. When I make them pay. Asher, you'll enjoy this though. My favorite thing to do at the Wooden Spoon is to stand outside when they have a giant line and yell, "What do I got to do to get some free shave ice?" And repeatedly every 30 seconds for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they all do.
Sounds just like something I would do.
Until Dillan goes, "Paul, leave," and then I go.
Yeah, I was like, "Come to the back, and we'll throw you some shave ice." We're one blade. We have one blade instead of you pushing it through like a grinder. So the New Orleans style, typically the big silver blocks, and then you just push those things, metal blocks, you push it through and it grinds it. It's a very, very popular brand. We don't use that. Our machines are one blade, and so it literally just slides and shaves it. So that's where another term shave ice comes from.
It takes a little longer to make too, so the quality's better. Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah, we're not grinding it or crunching it. And then a snow cone, of course, is a crunch. It's the paper cups. The flavor floats to the bottom. You eat the ice, and then once the ice is gone, you drink the juice. That's your typical snow cone. The ice that we make is fluffy and snow-like to where it absorbs the flavor. So we don't want that.
Gosh, I want that. We talk about food way too much on this, and it's super early in the morning, and then I end up being hungry for like steak at 9:00. How was just to take it in a different direction? How was Easter for you guys yesterday?
It's good. It's the first Easter I've had at home in a long time.
Yeah, weird.
I have questions about Easter for you, but it's going to be different than the actual day of Easter. For us, it was interesting. We did an indoor Easter egg hunt with our kids where they drew pictures of Easter eggs, and then we taped them and hid them, and then they went around with their devices and took pictures of them to see if they collected all of them. And that was a little more fun than it was really nice to be at home and do things like that. My question for the both of you, because currently still in one of your professions, Dillan is still working at a church, and then Asher, former. What is it like waking up the day after Easter realizing there is no breakdown is my question.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm talking about massive breakdowns because I've seen it and I've felt for you all and understood where I am a faithful giver, why I'm okay giving money at that point and not time, because I do not want to break that down.
Well, I will say real quick that working at a church like 51 weeks out of the year is actually just sitting in a room and praying, and that's maybe 40 hours a week. Mostly 28 hours a week, but the week leading up to Easter, is pretty crazy. That's a good 60, 70 hour week right there.
That's a lot of praying.
It's a lot, yeah.
No, it's well, for me personally, we have a great team. Zach, you guys know Zach. He oversees the production department, and he's the one that has to really be the one that tears everything down. Makes me laugh if he's watching. It's funny because he's probably punching himself. But at the same time, the church I work at, we typically just do rentals, and we bring rentals in, and then we try to get everything, for the most part. I maybe get my holidays mixed up, but I think on Easter they try to strike everything after the last service so they can have their full Monday off. But I could be getting that with Christmas. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, Paul, to answer your question, it's just strange in general. It's the week before Easter is where you're going to do most of your working. It's the late night dress rehearsals. It's all that kind of stuff. And then you hit Easter, and then it's like, that's over. And then the Monday I'm off today. We kept that going. Church kept it going. Yeah. So
you think I would know that? Ashley being a worship leader that I would know about all the
I know.
practices and stuff, but this is how much I actually pay attention. So
Right.
I just know that she looks at me and goes, "Hey, make this food. I'm taking it with me." And I say, "Okay." And that's about the end of our conversations with it. I'm leaving you at home with the children, and I'm going there. Hey, I do want to say something really quickly. Of all the guests we've had on, Dillan does have the best Corona hair. I just need you to know that. Like, you have the best hair of anybody that's been on, and it's just not fair. So
Yeah,
I trimmed my beard this morning for you guys. I just need you to know that.
Actually did that
Nothing
too,
on the top.
but only the stash, just because it was getting down like into my lips, which is super gross.
Little flavor saver.
Well, I have to say, because I think she's probably watching. I'm married a hairstylist for seasons like this.
Yeah.
I saw you post that the other day. Hilarious.
We know this. We know this.
When you're stuck at home and your wife's a hairstylist, you better have good looking hair.
I do.
I tell her,
You what?
well, if I don't get a haircut like at least every 2 hours, then I'm like, what are we doing?
Does she fix your hair for you, or do you do it all on your own?
Say that again.
Does she fix your hair for you, or do you
No,
all on your? So
it's all on my own.
So I don't know if even you know this, Asher, but I grew up in a household where there was a hairstylist as a partner in that household, and my hair got fixed for me typically every other morning because I was not allowed to go to school with my hair looking bad. Otherwise, it would affect business, and I am not in one way, shape, or form joking at this moment.
You were
right
like
now.
A walking advertisement, kind of.
Dude, I had to. My hair had to be perfect. Now, what's really funny is if I go back and look at pictures, I'm like, man, my hair was horrible. So, anyways,
So it wasn't
we just cleared out
advertisement.
I don't know if it was. I think it was more the model, not the actual hair.
Okay.
So, I mean, this dude charged like $400 for a haircut. It's crazy.
Man, that was back in the day too.
Dude, yeah, dang. Well, so anyways, long story.
I used to pay
back in
Paige.
The day. Can you explain back in the day? What does that mean for Paul?
What year?
Let's see. I was 12 in 1990, gentlemen. So if that helps you out.
That's right. We're exactly 10 years apart, I think.
Yeah. No, I graduated high school in 1996. I graduated from college in 99, though. You guys should be really impressed with that one. So
that is quick. Yeah.
Extra 11 to go to football. Remember? Extra half a year.
Yeah, I was 11. I did want to shout out Paige because I used to pay her like $20 for a really great haircut. And then she would also just complimentary wax my unibrow right here, which was always a good time.
I don't know if it was complimentary or if it was she just made you do it. That might have been.
It was probably that. She's like, "Hey, do you want me to get that for you? Because it's substantial." She didn't say that in so many words, but
I will also say Paige also does family's hair here. Mm-hmm. She's about to get a new client with the 13-year-old as well. I think my days of trimming her hair in the bathroom are over.
You've been made to 13. That's not bad.
Well, she's just kind of grown it out. Now she wants like layers and I don't know, stuff like that. I mean, I said I would just buzz my head during the corona, but I've been forbidden to do that. So although if you're ever going to grow a mullet, now's the time. Now's the time, gentlemen.
Can't do it anymore. I had a mullet maybe 10 or so years ago as all of this was starting to leave. I also used to have a red streak in my hair, which Paige is also responsible for. So the band that we played in was very much like a tour around the United States, fly to different cities, and do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning kind of worship event for youth, middle school, high school age kids.
Is this legit? Are you messing with me right now, Asher?
No,
this is real. Okay.
And for one of those, Paige did dye like a red streak in my hair. So I was like super emo for that week.
Yeah, we all kind of had streaks. I had a blue one. Remember the blue one?
I remember the blue.
So,
I had a blue one.
okay.
We were young. We were like 19.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, so long ago. What, I was 29. Thanks, gentlemen.
And Dylan and I
Yeah.
used to share clothes as well. And by share clothes, I mean I would go into his closet and steal things, and then months later I'd be wearing it, and he'd go, "Is that mine?"
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
response for me every time.
And we'd have guys show up wearing the same clothes. I remember we flew into Pittsburgh, I think, and Tyler Stooksbury, love that guy. You guys know Ty Stooksbury. This joker wants to wear the same clothes all weekend, and I'm having to dress him because I can't have him wear the same clothes Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. So we're having to dress him with clothes.
You know, I don't ever think I've actually had a physical, personal conversation with Tyler. His wife is a wonderful, wonderful person, and I've known her for a few years through mutual friends. But I think Tyler on his Facebook rants is one of the most intelligent people I've ever read. So I have no problems with Tyler. So if he's listening, I've never met you, but I like you.
Oh man, he's such a good dude.
Yeah.
I've heard
Such
that.
a cool dude.
Yeah, he's pretty great. That kind of came out of nowhere to me. Not that I ever thought that he would be dumb about political things, but he just came out like last year posting really intelligent like arguments and stuff. And I was like, maybe I
like
should stop
intelligent
trolling about these things.
Yeah, like points of view that were like legit, not like, I mean, there's a lot of times I look at these things and I'm like, what? And then just go on about my day. But not yesterday, but his are usually on point. Plus, he doesn't just talk about politics. Like, he's pretty funny as a general human being, I think. So
It's true.
all right. Hey, wooden spoon, though, man. Hey, let's talk about, because you and I are same boat when it comes to mobile vending. Because you guys were about to open up, weren't you? You were about to open, and then all of a sudden, all of this hit in a way that no one saw coming. What have you guys been doing in the meantime, just to, I don't know, stay relevant, keep brand awareness going on? This sounds honestly like a conversation Dylan and I would have in private a lot.
Sure.
Like, hey man, what are you doing to stay relevant? What are you guys doing right now? Are you?
Paul, how many times do you think I texted or called you when we were starting this company?
I don't know, 200 a day.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, Paul was a huge advocate and huge help for us getting this thing started and launched off the ground, because we obviously, coming from a church background, live production, worship, that's all I've ever done literally for 15 plus years. I don't know anything about food trucks or the food industry, let alone. So when Paige had this idea, she came to me and was like, let's do this. I want to start this. And I'm like, well, the only thing I know to do is go start asking questions. So I reached out to Paul. I don't even think I probably had Paul's number. Someone probably had to give it to me. And Paul became one of my best friends in about 10 minutes, because we met at Maple Street on Hard Valley. And I sat down with him, and literally I'm walking into this restaurant going, what am I getting myself into? And I sit down with this guy, and Ashley was there, and he was like, okay, go. Well, what do you got? And I said, I have an idea. This is what it is. And we just talked about it for an hour or whatever. And then Paul looked at me at the end and said, just so you know, if you do not do this, I am going to do this.
I wasn't gonna say this until you did it, but yeah, I think I gave you like 6 weeks.
Yeah, you said I'm going to give you 6 weeks to move on this, and if you don't, I'm just going to take everything you told me, and maybe even the name, and I'm just going to make this happen. And that was kind of the push I needed. So we left, we got to work, and we started purchasing, building, and everything. So
I think in part of it, Dylan knew I was dead serious as well. So I was like, all right. I mean, I went home that night or that morning and started looking at trailers and how to purchase it and what to do and everything.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden I think I got a text message like maybe 4 days later. Hey, we found a trailer out of Chattanooga. We're going on it. And I was like, good. I really was. I mean, I wanted the best for them. I did not want to actually do that. I would have, flat out, but,
I mean, it fits with the whole lanai thing. If this is an actual Hawaiian thing, as you
yeah,
are
and now
alleging.
you go in even further. They were part of our grand opening on our food truck, and we opened a month and a half before our grand opening, and then they were there for our grand opening, and then they were going to be there for the luau, which was opening weekend for you guys as well, which
is funny
basically the weekend we
because
shut down.
our first open event or pop-up whatever ever was your grand opening last year. And then our first thing back into 2020 was going to be the luau. So both our first times would have been with Lanai.
And you guys got crushed a little bit that day. It was pretty nice. So
we did.
Oh, in a good way.
Got crushed.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
Lots of business.
I mean, there's so difference between mobile vending and brick and mortar restaurants is, first of all, you only have so much product that you can bring. You can't bring tons and tons and tons of product because you don't have anywhere to store it, really,
right.
Especially when it's frozen items. And I'm going to go back to something you said just for a second here in a minute, but it's about making ice. But like when you have lines, it's a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time, because you want a line, but you don't want one that's so long that people are like, it's not worth it. Right. So but you want a decent line because you want people to be like, oh, at least they're good. It's kind of like going to a restaurant, and people go to restaurants and there's either one of two options, right? It's, man, they're completely slow. What's going on? Or they're way too busy. I'll come back when they're slower. For everybody in town, I hope you understand this. Sit in the wait. First of all, it's a 30-45 minute wait. You're going to end up spending 30 to 45 minutes to go somewhere else anyways. Yeah, absolutely. Go to the bar, take a 50, you'll be fine. And then also, like, livelihoods depend on that. If enough people ignore a place for so long, then it goes away. And I've been part of restaurants that have actually shut down because they didn't get any business, and people would come legitimately 2 days later. Oh, we were just waiting until you guys slowed down until you came back. Well, we were so slow that we closed. Not because of quality, not because of anything else. Right. And I mean, there's other tricks and things you can do. There's location and so on and so forth. And that's part of the reasons mobile vending is really good, because you can go to location. And I just wanted to say that real quick, but back to making ice. So I have a feeling that the general public thinks that you just buy blocks of ice, which is not true. And for me, being the science nerd that I am, this is a very interesting thing for Dillan to talk about.
Dude.
And I'm putting you on the spot. So.
Oh, is that my go?
That's your cue.
In action. Well, I feel like I'm hopping around all the questions. To answer your question, how we're staying relevant and all that stuff, we're not. I have literally emails in my inbox that are trying to book us this week, and I don't think we're gonna do anything.
What are people thinking though? Like trying to book right now? I don't understand. I mean,
there are
a
lot of neighborhoods are booking people right now, and I'm not gonna bash that. They go for it. For us, I don't know enough about. I know the regulations of health, and I know what I need to do to keep my team healthy and our customers healthy. But when there's a global pandemic, I don't know what to do. And so I'm not going to go around acting like I know what to do to keep everybody healthy. So for us, we're just decided not to do any business right now for the time being until everything's kind of clear. Mm-hmm. And so I have emails I have to respond to today, probably 5 or 6 that I want us this week. And I'm just responding saying, hey, thank you so much. We're just opting out right now.
And
But
and by the way, shout out to the neighborhoods that are listening. Not a single neighborhood has had a problem with us saying, you know what, we're just not opening up right now.
Right,
So, speaking of which, I got a text message one myself today. So,
yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to risk me and my family and my team because we'll have to have a team, and I don't want to risk anybody else. And not that it's like this huge, it's just shave ice, and there's minimal customer and to team interaction already. I'm just like, you know what? It's just not that. It's just not. We don't need to do that. So to stay relevant, we're not really hitting anything on social media. It's kind of quiet. Everything's quiet
It's
for
okay.
us. So we're not doing a good job.
I got you in the chat today. Posted it, so it's about.
Oh, thank you.
It's about as relevant as it gets,
Thank you. Our social media did really well last year, so we can play off of that. We haven't. We need to do better. Paige is probably at home shaking her head, going, "Yep." That's Dylan.
Hey,
so to answer your question with ice, yes.
Real quick before you get into the ice, I just wanted to say that Aaron Holbrook, aka Dog, said, "Fun fact: water stored below 32 degrees makes ice," which I think is a perfect segue into what you're about to talk about.
Yeah. No, that's. Thank you, Aaron, for that.
There's a little bit more of a process.
So what we do, we have our garage is full of freezers, and we triple filter the water. So we take water, triple filter it through a triple filter and purifier. We put it in these white buckets, and we literally freeze it. It takes 3 days to freeze to where it needs to be able to use. But then it's funny because what hurts us, this is the number one thing that hurts our business, is the ice takes in a warm to hot day. So like 80s, late 80s to mid 90s, it's going to take 30 minutes to be ready to shave. So if there's a line and we get backed up and we do not remember to set ice out of the freezers, we have to shut down, and it destroys our business because our ice we're shut down for 30 minutes. Because we cannot shut ice. It's way too hard. You won't get that fluffy feel. And so we have to shut down, and that destroys us. So it takes 3 days to mold, 30 minutes to set, and about 15 minutes to go through with the line.
That's crazy.
So
I was definitely in the camp of like, they're just going to Sonic and buying some bags of that ice and then crushing it up a little bit. I didn't actually think that. But
you're talking like 5-pound blocks that are cylinder. And the way we wanted to set up our company was we wanted to be very customer interaction based. And so a lot of shaved ice companies, snow cone companies, they hide their machines because they don't want competitors to know what kind of machine are they using, because I like this and anybody can go buy a machine. Honestly, it can be done. And I was going to be like that originally. We were going to say, don't post anything about our machine, no photos. Don't do this, don't do that. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care about that. Like, if someone wants to set up right beside us, my job is going to be to serve the people in front of us. And that's just what we do. So you can actually see it. Our customers are always leaning over and taking pictures and watching and involved. And yeah, it's just a huge block of ice. We slide in and turn it on, it spins and hits that blade. 15 minutes later, it's nothing.
Shaved. Gosh, I did not mean to say that.
Oh, it is technically shaved once it is shaved.
That's the verb, not the adjective. I get it.
Asher has been working on these all night. I guarantee.
I stayed up way too late. I'm crossing them off my list over here, so we'll see if we get to everything. Well, what else has been going on for you all during the old Rona, or as we call it in the South, what's going on right now?
For us, man, we're just cranking away. We're at home. Just Paige is obviously doing an incredible job with our kids. She's keeping them insane. We were cleared by the state or by the city or whoever to still record some stuff in the mornings of last week, and so a few of us were allowed to travel and record at Pastor's house to keep some Easter stuff going for the week. But that's over, so we're back to kind of normal quarantine life. Right. I'm able to work from home. Very fortunate to where I can keep my job and work from home. Just hop on, online platforms and work and just normal stuff for me. I got to get out and I got to work out and I got to walk and I can't sit inside all day. It literally, yesterday was the first day I sat inside all day, and I just thought, this is the worst thing I have ever done. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and Paige is probably again at home shaking her head going, yeah, he was in a horrible mood yesterday. Cause I'm just like, oh my, and it rained. So what are you going to do when it rains? Right. So
send them out in the rain.
Yeah, or me. I'll just go out in the rain. I'll sit on the front porch.
Not with that hair. You better.
But yeah,
you better not.
Yeah, but Paige she's crushing it. She's keeping the kids alive and me alive, and I'm just trying to survive, man.
Yeah.
2020, starting the year off strong.
Do you think I can buy some wax? Like, would that be helpful to her business? Can I get just a bottle to last the rest of my life?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you go down to Walmart and buy some wax, that'll help us out tremendously.
Okay. Any particular brand?
I would do that.
What about like entertainment wise?
Hey, what I want to do?
Yeah.
Asher, I'm at 5% of my computer, so if it dies, I'm gonna switch over to my phone.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna use my phone.
Okay.
But just so you know, I don't have power, so my computer's dying at a rapid pace, and I'm gonna have to go to my phone.
Yeah, apparently you can work.
So you're down on Alcoa Highway out of power, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I'm currently sitting at the health factory on Alcoa Highway. I was coming here to get adjusted and to they have a really cool cafe like scene. I was going to go sit in there and do it, but they don't. They got hit hard, so they don't have power.
Dang. We didn't get hit too hard here, but we did have like half of a tree fall on our fence. It's okay, but there's a little dent in it.
You guys good?
Yeah. For some reason, it just passes over like our location whenever there's a huge storm like that. So we're just blessed, you know. We're just Easter Monday blessed right now. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah,
Where do you live, Asher?
We live like right next to West Town Mall.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You said West Knoxville, and I'm like, I didn't, because your studio's in West Knoxville. Because I was talking to some friends last night, and I was like, what? I didn't. Speed racers out there. Yeah.
Yeah, we live on a massive piece of land with wooded area everywhere, and man, trees fall out here all the time. A tree fell and hit our house one time.
Dang.
Like right above our master bedroom. Actually, a tree went through my sister-in-law's bedroom or bathroom, and if anybody would have been on the toilet, it would have killed them. It's crazy out here. You'll hear them fall all the time, and then the acorns fall off the trees and hit our metal roof, and it sounds like guns. And I freaked out for the first 2 years I lived here, because the queens came out in me, and I thought somebody was outside, like popping off. Now, what's crazy is there's a guy that lives behind us that owns he's a gun maker, so he fires off hundreds of rounds a day. A day.
A gun maker? Is he 3D printing them or what?
I don't know what he does, but I know he customizes and builds guns. There ain't nobody.
You got to test them. You got to test them.
Yeah, there's nobody out here. And then we used to have a deer that lived on property. We named him Buster. I'm pretty sure Buster is lunch for somebody because I hadn't seen him in about a year.
Probably that guy if he's making all those guns. Quick funny story about 12 gauge shotgun. The first time I ever shot a 12 gauge was with Dillan and another couple of friends of ours, and I didn't know that you're supposed to plant your feet in a certain way, so I'm kind of standing just normal with my legs next to each other apart, and one shot, and I think I flew back to the wall of this house that we were at, this cabin. So, and then I also used a 12 gauge to kill a bat, or we think I killed the bat with it because it wasn't there anymore. So
did you shoot it or did you hit it?
Shot it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was where it was.
Shot all the rounds at it in a very safe, controlled environment.
Yeah,
I mean, not really safe. or really controlled,
Yeah,
but
You,
pretty
you
safe.
said that, and his face went, "No, that's not it." So,
I don't remember the story, but anytime any of us guys were together 10 years ago, it was not going to be safe or controlled. Doesn't matter what we were doing.
It's true.
so did you shoot the gun with the red and blue streak in your head? That's the real question.
I think it was around
Yeah,
that
we were
same
probably shooting
time.
guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
It was all around the same. Like, what's weird is that period of our lives and being in a band together feels like we did that for a long time, but it was really only a few years, I think. And it went pretty quickly from like doing some rehearsals above my parents' garage, which is like a finished studio apartment kind of setup, and from there like driving to, gosh, what was the first place that we drove to? Like, got in the van.
No, to speaking how quick it went. I'm on the road with another group out of Minnesota, and I've been gone for a whole year. Like, I've been home twice, and I had met a guy named Adam McHugh, and him and I became good friends. He isn't from Knoxville. Us from Knoxville, and I remember calling him saying, "Hey, bro, I want to start a band when I get back in Knoxville. I don't know anybody in the music world. You're going to have to put this thing together. By the way, we're already booked. We're already scheduled. So make this thing happen."
So wait a minute. Hold on.
I know you have questions.
Okay, keep going. But
So he's like, "Okay, yeah, man." I told you he's 100% in. He's still 100% in today. He's sitting at home probably just playing his guitar, hoping we'd get this thing back together. I know he is.
Just those 5
He
songs.
he's yeah. And so I think they had rehearsed already once. I'm still gone. I come home and I walk into Asher's upstairs and I meet these guys for the first time. And they've already been rehearsing. And I sit down. I'm like, "Okay, y'all start playing." And I'm like, "Holy smokes. These are some of the most talented musicians in Knoxville." And I'm walking in as not that. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what have I got myself into again?" I'm saying that again. And we started rehearsing, and we just started off with normal worship songs, like nothing original. Of course, we didn't have time because we were already. And then like 2 weeks later, we are driving to Chicago to play our first ever night was in Chicago.
so if anybody knows me or listening and outside of this, I am very much all right, we'll do it and figure it out on the way kind of person. But I'm like, "Hey, yes, we'll do it." And then it's like, "Oh, how are you going to do it?" "Oh, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Like, we got it," kind of thing. That is way worse than anything I've ever done. I just need you to know that. Hey, I don't even have a band, but I booked one. I booked us, and let's just hope this works out. Like, let's go.
That's a true story. No, that's true. Like, "Hey,
I don't doubt it.
we want to book you," and you're like, "Great, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I got a band. Hold on a second. Hey, buddy, I need a band." That's kind of how it went down. And yeah, we came home, and Asher and them were already rehearsing. We walked in, and that was it. Rest was history. We went. We drove to Chicago. Horrible. I just knew right away how much I loved this and how much I hated it at the same time.
Yeah.
We got a 15-passenger van, and that was the first time I ever knew that I could get car sick. We installed a TV in the back of our van and had Xbox. And I remember playing an Xbox, and as I'm saying that, Asher, other stories are starting to come through.
Yeah.
Like the time we going to Boston,
That's the one
and
I
our
was
van
thinking
broke
of.
down,
Yeah.
or our tire popped, or whatever happened, and then we got out, and I'm like, "I'll help. Yeah, I got some men with me. Like the McHugh brothers they're specifically
they're, like,
men.
strong.
These are men.
Yeah. I did not work out at this time.
They're like, and they're like, the tire needs changing. Well, we got a 15-passenger van attached to a trailer, so changing a tire at 9 a.m. on the outside of Manhattan isn't going to be easy.
Right.
And there's also 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Gosh, it
We
was.
pull over, and they're like,
So wait a minute. You were in the city and had to, or are you outside of the city?
We were like right
we
outside.
were on the outside of the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
but it was
and yes, I refer
slamming
to it as
traffic.
the city.
The
So
city.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
slamming traffic. Anyways, I ended up getting hurt on that one because I got to help and the door fell on me or something.
That was the other thing that happened though. Like the tire went flat. We're on the inside of the interstate, like of 4 lanes, and had to cross, which was terrifying. And then the trailer door was broken. Apparently, when we got the U-Haul, and that door just fell off as we opened it. Like it just was not completely attached.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had a lot of
So
issues.
no equipment. You didn't lose any equipment or anything. It just kind of.
I mean, we would have.
Yeah.
If we didn't catch, if that tire didn't go flat, that door would have came off and we would have had no idea.
Right.
And we'd have got there in Boston and been like, where's all of our gear?
I think the only
scattered in New York.
The only thing we lost was a Garmin GPS device that was like right inside the window. I might be confusing stories on this, but I'm pretty sure Ben's Garmin got stolen. Like they broke the window and just took it. So then we had to get a window replaced.
No, we park our van in Worcester is where we're playing, and in a secured 24/7 secured garage.
Sure.
We go out there to get it on Sunday. The window's busted. The Garmin's gone. And we're like, back in the day when you didn't have maps on your phones, we're like, what happened? I thought this was secured. And the guy's like, yeah, I must have not been paying attention or whatever he says.
You're trying to tell me somebody from New York said, I must have not been paying attention. No, not in Worcester.
Yeah.
So then we went to Lowe's, bought plexiglass, and we duct taped the window on the van. We never got it fixed. Then we were on the way to Florida, a few weeks later to play a gig in Florida, and driving down the road with this flapping the whole way there. What did we do? What were we doing with ourselves? Why did we do all this?
I don't know, but it was that time in my life, at least, where it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to do this so I can get paid or anything. It was just like,
right.
This was a blast, so we're going to go play music, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely didn't do it for the money. We did it because we were young. We loved being with each other, and we had so much fun. That was always laughing. We got pulled over on another Florida gig because our driver jumped the median. The median.
What?
In a trailer in a van.
So of course
the police officer pulls us over.
He's like, "Have you been drinking?"
He goes, "How am I going to find rides for all you guys?" And we're like, "We haven't been drinking. We promise."
Which we hadn't. We were good Christian boys back then.
Amen. Back then.
Yeah. Not anymore for me. I'm a bad
How old were you
Christian
guys
boy.
during this time?
That's a good question. I think it was
19.
Yeah, between like
20.
19 and 22, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about my 19 to 22. So you guys were a lot better than I was. So.
Yeah. Hey, there's another special guest here.
Who's that?
Who is it?
Micah Stevens. You guys know Micah Stevens?
Oh, he's on tomorrow. Oh, never mind. I almost dropped a bomb on you.
He just walked in to the Health Factory and peeked over, and he's very well groomed and dressed. I think he should hop on.
How's his hair today?
Yeah.
Because his hair is usually on point as well.
Get him over here for a second.
Micah, come here for a second.
Also,
He'll be here in a second.
Aaron said, "Love these stories. Let's hear one about the night of Dillan's wedding."
No, I don't think we should talk about those.
Okay. Dog.
That's you, Asher. That's your story.
Well, I'll tell you a fun story about driving to Dillan's wedding, because Dillan and Paige got married in the town. It was the town where you met, right? Like where you all grew up, ish.
We got married at her house. Yeah, in Texas.
Yeah, down in Texas. It's all a little fuzzy, you know. But driving down there, I was with 3 or 4 other guys. Some of us played like in the worship band, the church where we were going at the time. and then another guy who was.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but here's your. You have to get in close because you're going to blurt out. What's happening? Oh,
Dude,
man.
hey, listen, his hair is on point, but I am loving the
can't hear you.
Corona beard right now.
My hair's on point,
Why-
obviously.
Why do you do hair for a workout? That's what I don't understand.
No, I think that's just natural, man. That's not even. He didn't even work
You
on
woke up
that.
like this?
Come on.
It's a Beyonce situation.
Mm. Look, I pull mine out, and it doesn't look anything like it. So, like that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's
we're live.
it.
That's not bad.
Oh,
That's not
gosh.
bad. I'm not gonna show
Pick it
you.
up.
It's not a great situation up there.
It's a cul-de-sac up there.
It's a cul-de-sac. It's a recession, much like our
Here's what-
economy.
Here's what's fun is most of my day today is taken up by listening to Micah's podcast. That is really what my giant plan for the day is.
I'm gonna check that out too. I was texting him about it, but I still haven't listened. I feel like
Hey,
that's due diligence for
My
having
computer's
him on.
going to die.
Oh, no.
He talks about sports a lot. Hey, when your computer dies, we'll just go to the phone, but we're just going to have Asher keep talking about, oh, man, he's immediate on the phone.
We're good. I've got it muted for the live feed, so I'll just keep saying that. I drove in a van with like 4 other guys down to Dillan's wedding, and we stopped at about 4 or 5 in the morning in a little town called Tunica. Have you ever been to Tunica? I've told you a little bit of this. Yeah, have you?
Yes. Asher, I'm just going to say this really clearly. Most places in the United States that legal gambling has happened, I've been in.
Okay.
And several around the world. So I love games of chance. So yes, please.
Well, I only went to Tunica one time to one casino. I'm assuming it's just the casino, and then one time to Shreveport. I don't know how casinos work. I know that they're on water to be legal, correct?
Kind of, or on native land
Right.
is the other thing.
Right.
So Tunica mostly is on native land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shreveport was on like docks, so we had to like cross a little bridge to get there.
But I mean,
which was cool.
you got to remember, there's a casino in the middle of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of New Orleans, actually, and it's the Hard Rock Casino, and across the street at the Hilton, it's right on the water. That's the nicer hotel to stay in, and it's like, it's 25% of what staying in Hard Rock is. So
Right.
you just kind of go. Anyways, but
Back and forth.
sorry, yes, game's a chance. You stopped in Tunica and Shreveport in a van. A lot of these stories, gentlemen, I need you to understand, involve a van. So.
It's always
Hey,
traveling in a van of some
There's
sort.
a bunch of guys driving in a passenger van down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So you stop in Tunica. What's it?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Sounds good.
All
Your
right,
face
I'm
is
back.
much larger now too.
I got power.
Ooh, it works. I see lights.
I'm on my phone, though.
I think the Tunica thing, it was even more weird and surreal because we stopped at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and we were thinking, let's go get food from the buffet. Not necessarily like let's go play a bunch of slots or cards or anything, but just kind of see what's up. And it was one of the saddest situations I've ever seen. It was just like 6 old people scattered around. They're not even hanging out, like talking to each other. Just playing like random machines, and I was like, this is so strange.
They're not even talking to each other.
No, I wanted them to be. The emotional side of me was like, why aren't they all friends? Why are they all like smoking their own cigarettes in separate parts of this casino? But one of the
Should they share?
Yeah.
Share cigarettes?
I mean, not now, not during Corona, but back then, absolutely share cigarettes.
Right.
But I think Wheeler, shout out to our old friend and bass player Wheeler, played one of the penny slots or something and won like $20. And then was like, okay, I'm out. Won $20 off of a penny. Now I'm good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dylan,
Love it.
I think we lost your video. I see you on Skype though.
Hold on. My computer's kicking back on, so I'm
Ooh,
just gonna hop back on my computer.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So,
When's your workout, by the way?
11 o'clock.
Okay, we got time. We'll
man,
talk.
you got there
We'll
early,
talk
dude.
all
Are
the
you
way up
working?
until 11. I'm just kidding.
Are you just gonna work from the coffee shop and then
No,
go
my adjustment was at 7:30.
so
Ooh, that's early.
so talk to me about this workout thing, because we're going to get a lot of questions about how a gym is still open when they're supposed to be closed.
I'm not here to work out. I'm here to get adjusted, and then I'm going home to work out at 11.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I'm at a chiropractic
Yeah.
office. They have
Oh, okay.
CrossFit gyms here, but they're closed.
right. So that things I've seen going on during this, it is like the Roaring 20 again. I have not seen a speakeasy yet. I will tell you that. That is the one thing I have not seen. But I have seen underground hair salons. I have seen underground gyms. I have
It's
seen
like Prohibition all
underground
over again.
dining rooms all popping up left and right like crazy. And that's one of the reasons I ask you about, what are you guys doing with, not that I'm thinking you're doing anything illegal. I want that to be very certain.
I think you might be.
But like, dude, finances are so real in this thing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just doing what they got to do at this moment, because it's like, hey, you can't get together, you might die. Well, if I don't have food, I might die as well. Hey, Dylan left. He's coming back.
No, I'm here.
So it's kind of one of those, what are we, how, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at it like, how long are we going to go?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was hearing on the news yesterday that things might start opening back up, which I don't even support, like from our governor or whatever. Like, it feels too soon to me. Like, at the first sign of flattening the curve, it's like, let's get back out there. And I do understand that, like, people are not in a great financial spot, but, if we open it back up and then more people get sick, then what happens? Just got to go through it all over again, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Do you all know anybody who's gotten the stimulus check yet?
I'm getting ready to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's hard for me to say this at the same point. Like, I don't know if we qualify. Like I don't know.
Right.
But however, so when we filed our taxes the year before, it was based on 2018 taxes, which is the year that I basically took off work to take care of Dad.
Right.
Because he passed away in 2018, and it was in September of 18, and we got a little bit. So we just didn't even work until January. We were just like, look, I've been at that house 40 to 50 hours a day.
Sorry.
You got it. I was at that house, 40 to 50 hours a day.
Right.
Or not a day, but a week. Sorry. And it was just kind of like, man, I'm exhausted. And if you've ever taken care of somebody that is passing away from a major disease, it is exhausting both mentally and physically. So, but I didn't work the whole year, like I'm not trying to say I mooched off my parent, but like he kind of like gave us money here and there. And then fortunately Ashley had some, and we had some savings, and is what it is. So our 18 taxes. So when we filed in 2019, it's the first time I'd gotten a tax return since I was 20 years old.
Right.
So because the income was so low. Now, we hadn't filed our taxes for 2019 yet because as normal, I had to pay. And I wait till the very last day to pay. I'm sending you I'm the guy in line at the post office sending a check.
Right.
Like, I'm not paying online. I'm sending you a check. Like, this is how you're getting your money, because it'll take another 4 weeks for it to go through my bank account. Even though I'm not going to spend the money and I might as well just go ahead and send it, I still like to see it in the account.
Right.
So we hadn't filed yet, but also there's a couple other things I found out. Like, so it's going to be based on 2019 tax returns. So I'm pretty sure that we qualify for everything. But then we had another kid in 2019, so that extra 500, I found out there that you won't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just add it to your next taxes. So
Oh, gotcha.
basically, if you had a kid in 2020, like if you've had a kid now and you've already filed taxes in 2021, you'll get a $500 tax credit. So you'll either get $500 in addition back, or you'll get $500 off your owed taxes. At least according to what I read.
Right,
Now, it was
right.
from Forbes magazine. I didn't go and fact check it. Nobody please like blow us up on conspiracy or anything like that. I don't claim to be an expert on this. This is why we have a CPA and all that other stuff. I highly recommend CPAs, by the way. They are amazingly wonderful. But it's kind of like, and our CPA right now is through H&R Block. Our old CPA is done. So, and not to give a shout out to anybody, I just, it just kind of happens to be, they do taxes and they're reputable and they have a guarantee, and here's some money. Please don't make me pay as much as I have to.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, for anyone who's a musician out there listening, if you do need some help with that, I know a couple people who are good with like musicians specifically, and people who do gigs and lessons and stuff like that. So hit me up.
Yeah. Also, I'm seeing this new thing from the Walmart
Dylan
CEO.
is talking, but I can't hear him.
Yeah.
He just texted me. Oh, no.
Have you seen the new thing from Walmart?
Check. I don't see your video on the feed. I do see it in Skype, though. Have you ever seen the IT Crowd? Have you tried turning it off and on again? It's a British show. Netflix it.
No.
Netflix it.
That hair color is the new toilet paper now, apparently.
What?
People are going and buying hair color. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I don't know if I understand what I heard.
You know how everybody went and massively bought toilet paper?
Oh, okay.
Now people are going and massively buying hair color and hoarding it, and it is hilarious.
Let me tell you what I thought you said. I thought you said that people are buying hair color and using that as toilet paper in place of toilet paper. And I was like, I can't wait to hear how this works.
That'd be hilarious. Hilarious.
But you're just saying that they're buying a lot of it.
They're, like hoarding it, like keeping it in stock, like hiding it. Now, so let's go to the question on the hand sanitizer thing, right?
Okay.
Like we all, I think, agree that the guy buying all the hand sanitizer and selling it for $70 a bottle was wrong. I want to know what the right price of that was, personally, as a capitalist. But is buying all the hair color and hoarding that and selling it on eBay, is that a different? Because it is not a need. It isn't. You were going to survive without hair color. Is that okay to do?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're asking me.
Is Dylan's face frozen on yours too?
He is frozen. I'm texting with him. We're trying to get him back for our last few minutes here, because I did want to ask him a couple questions.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if we get him.
Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
What about
there he is.
Yeah.
There he is. Sorry, now we can go away from me talking about hair color and if it's okay for me to hoard it and sell it on eBay.
For those who are watching, the location I'm at has had no power until now, so I'm going back and forth to my phone and computer. So that's why I'm having technical difficulties. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize.
But we should be
like that.
We should be good now.
Nice.
Yeah, we just got a few minutes left, and Asher said he had a few questions for you there.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot what all of them are, but let's start with this. What product do you use in your hair? Because back when I used to spike my hair, when I had it, I used LA Looks. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
It was
Still
number
out?
Um,
it was number 9 on the extreme hold, and it was like a yellow bubbly looking gel, and it didn't actually work very well.
no, of course it didn't work very well. It's called LA Looks.
I wanted to look like
Uh,
L.A. I knew what I was doing.
I don't know, Paige. If you're watching this, which you probably aren't,
Can you comment, please?
yeah, can you comment what it is that I use? It's like this black bottle. It's kind of a spray, but then it gets I don't
Like a
know.
moose?
She'll comment later. She's currently probably taking care of a 2 and 5 year old.
Sure. How
Yeah,
how
it's
are the
moose.
kids? That was my next question. What do they
Get
what do
good.
they do all day? They're just little sinners, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You've
do know.
you've both brought so much extra sin into the world, both of you.
I know. I know. Beckham is my 2-year-old. He's a little boy, and he he loves sports. So funny. I mean, anything with a ball, he is just over the hill for a ball and guns. Like he calls them pow pows, and that's just his world. That's what he likes to do. So if you can just keep him involved with that, he can do that. I mean, we have a decent backyard, so if the weather's nice, we just lock him outside in the back. Um, Jet is my 5-year-old daughter, and she is got the most energy right now, just being the five, and needs the most attention and distraction. She eats all day long, and she loves watching TV, and she loves playing with her Barbies and Barbie Castle, and we just go back and forth on those things all day, all day. So that's what they like to do.
Nice. Nice. Do they
There's nothing else to do.
do,
Literally nothing else to do.
do you all do TikTok? Have you ever heard of TikTok?
We do TikTok. We do.
I like Dylan's TikToks. First of all, they're cooking over campfire, which is the ones I've mostly seen. But
Yeah.
and it looked really good, by the way, like
Thank you.
legit really good. I wanted to eat it. So
That's my the thing for me is like at the end of the day, I guess this is my word for the day, Asher.
Oh gosh.
You're gonna be if you're stuck at home and when this is all said and done and you leave the quarantine not doing anything different in life or anything better, then I don't want to look back over this and go, man, I wasted all that time. So for me, I'm picking up new hobbies, new ideas for career, it's just new, go. So I started cooking on a campfire, something I've never done before at this level, and or at least consistently. So that's what Paul's referring to. I TikTok it and I put it on there, and tens and tens and tens of views.
you're not as bad as you're making it out to be over here. Your last one's got like 430.
Nice.
So, I will say that a lot of people listen. Entrepreneurship was and I'm even going to say was at this moment was like a hot button. Like everybody wanted to be one. Everybody thought it was the way to be. Everybody thought they could be one. We're getting ready to hit a time where I think self-realization is going to be a very big thing. And even for the people that are massively entrepreneurial to begin with, when you say something new, right? I don't think it's necessarily always learn. It doesn't have to be learning a book thing. It doesn't have to be, learning a new skill. It doesn't have to be a lot of other things. It could be just learning how to reconnect with your family at this point. I think that's a really, I love, I call it a God moment where it made the world slow down. And, as much as they drive me nuts sometimes, I'll be straight up with you. Seeing my kids is a big thing. And to share something personal with you, like my daughters who live in Nashville or right outside of Nashville, they didn't come here last month. They didn't come here for spring break like they were supposed to. Now, a positive is they got to play with. My son is playing with the noisiest toy he has, by the way. They got to spend birthday with their mom for like the first time in years, and their stepfather as well, which is the day after. But man, we just had a conversation about them not coming this weekend, and they're not going to come. They're the only ones that are completely self-contained. Every other house, there's people moving in and out. And that one, we can just say, at least they're good and they're safe. And that's it. And I'm going to tell you, man, it hurt. Like, it hurt a lot. Like, I cried quite a bit just because I miss them, And it's kind of one of those things. I think a lot of people are finding out, A, what they miss and what is truly important in life. And secondly, how much valuable time and how they're able to reconnect with their family. Because, I know if I was the kid in the situation, it would be like, man, you're here. Like, you're here, because, my pops worked 75 hours a week. I never saw him. And man, if they were there, like, that's a big thing. My thing is I love technology and I do enjoy social media quite a bit. And even something that I personally need to work on is putting the phone down. I'll be straight up with you. I'm an extrovert, so I like to see what's going on. But to what you say, learning a new skill or learning something valuable is a big thing. But I think I don't want to do it as a negative thing and put pressure on people to say, hey, you should learn something new to be successful later. It could be just learning how to be at home. Learn how to cook, though. Like, do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for me personally, if I was just for a month sit on my butt at home playing Warzone, Call of Duty, and then I look back over the last month and I say, where did my month go? Where did this month go? And I couldn't call for that. That would not rub that. I wouldn't be able to sit well with that. So
yeah.
Hey, sorry, Asher. I had something that was completely.
That's all I've got. So, I feel like I'm in the same boat because, like, I think over spring break, as this was starting to unfold, I was not teaching because I take spring break off from lessons and stuff. But I was playing a lot of video games that week, and then the next week hit, and I was like, "Oh crap! I have to go fully online." And then it was like, "What else? What else am I gonna do?" I'm not knocking video games, by the way, because Animal Crossing looks amazing right now. But I was like, I want to build up a YouTube channel, and I want to make an online course and do all this like that kind of stuff that's really fun for me. But then, Paul, to your point, like I got so in the weeds with it, like I have to be working on this every day, that started stressing me out even more.
Yeah.
So I had to, kind of take a break and also get off social media and not watch the news for a day or two and stuff like that. So it's like all of it.
What was the steak that you cooked? Was that a bone-in ribeye? Is that what I saw?
No, it was a thin New York. I don't know. It's like the only thing available. Of course, we went to buy ribeyes or fillets, but they don't have, you're not gonna find that anywhere.
I guess
we couldn't. Yeah. So then Paige is like, I'm just gonna get what they have, and so she got what they had, and it's cooked a little longer than I wanted it. But you're trying to get that shot, and the video is important, and it's cooking. It's live. It's real time, baby. It's real time. So
real time.
But
real time.
It was still good. It was still really good.
Would you ever incorporate that into the wooden spoon? Would you cook a steak on a campfire outside?
He doesn't need that. He just has a Lanai food truck pull up next to him. That's all he needs.
That's true. We got Lanai. No, we're the Chick-fil-A model. We do shave ice. That's what we do. We do one thing.
Yeah.
Not shaved ice. You heard it here first. Can people buy gift cards on the website?
They not on the website. Okay. No.
Is it on your Facebook page?
It's on our Instagram page. It's actually the link. If you just go to our Instagram, the Wooden Spoon Knocks, click on the link in the bio. That's the gift card.
Nice.
Are you selling merch?
We do. We have some pretty cool shirts. I should have worn a shirt today. We took the golden ball of Knoxville and we made that into a shave ice unit, and it has a wooden spoon sticking out of it. Black shirt, white on black, and then we have another bluish gray shirt with our logo on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna find that Instagram.
You get those.
Post it. What? So when I was posting about this yesterday from the 8 a.m. coffee page, I posted a different wooden spoon. Are you aware of this other wooden spoon that's trying to encroach on your territory?
I'm not.
They apparently do baked goods and not shave ice. So I think you're okay. It's
Oh,
something else.
I think that company shut down like 5 years ago.
Well, it's a good thing I changed it then.
Yeah. And the wooden spoon Knox is ours.
Nice. Well,
Nice.
I know you all have some really cool flavors over there. Are you spending any of this time developing some other new ones, or is it kind of like a set menu for the year?
We talked about doing new flavors for 2020, but our menu is still so new, being only a year old.
Right.
Actually, it's not even a year old because we're not even open a year. We're only open, a few months or like 5 or 6 months of the year. So we are going to keep all of our. We took one unit off our menu actually last year, the water Rita. It was a fresh watermelon one. We just took it off. Couldn't get it to go do what we wanted to do. So Paige made some banana pudding yesterday at the house, and I said, should this be a unit, a banana pudding shave ice? So no, but as of right now, we're same menu.
What's the one with the pineapple in it? That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's called a staycation.
That one.
So it's coconut shave ice, and it's layered it's stuffed with pineapple sorbet, all homemade. Paige makes all of that.
By the way, Paige is watching.
Oh yeah, she said Levi is the cutest.
Yeah, he's an adorable child. He looks like his daddy. Josio, is that how you say that?
Joico?
Hair shake is Joico.
Like
that
Joico.
is. Did I miss that? Did you guys already talk about that? And I just wasn't paying attention. No. She gave a shout out to hair product. So.
I had asked about it to see if it was LA Looks or Woody's or something, but it was not LA Looks.
Woody's is actually not a bad brand.
Yeah, I still have.
LA Looks is. I can go down to Weigel's and get LA Looks.
And at Weigel's it costs like $25. I still have some Woody's like hair paste or whatever it is. I used to use that a lot thanks to our friend Fletcher, who just gave it to me. Which, looking back on that, is probably kind of weird because it was already like used. Like, I don't feel like hair paste is something that people should share. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You live and learn.
I've
learned a lot.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from our friend Dylan too. Brandon Dunford says, "Great show, guys." What's Brandon Dunford up to these days?
Dude, Brandon Dunford's kid has the best YouTube ever.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute.
Is that really
Brandon Dunford's kid is cooking on YouTube, and it is one of the most adorable and hilarious things I have seen. Not in laughing at him, but laughing with him kind of thing. It is great. Him. And it is set up beautifully, by the way. It is great. It's great.
Yeah. Malachi's Cooking Corner. And they actually just got picked up from Yippee, which Yippee is from, I think I said that right, Brandon. Correct it if that's not, I know you're chatting. Correct it if that's not right. But Yippee is a platform out of California. They just signed them. So they are able to, Jet, my daughter, was actually on one of the episodes, and Yippee picked up all the episodes except for the one with Jet, and we're trying to figure out why.
They don't want to have to pay you or something, I'm sure.
Malachi's Cooking Corner.
I like it.
It's great. It's really, really great. Like, it's so great.
Well,
so he's much better than me on television cooking. He really is. It's entertaining. Like, I catch myself watching it. Like, Brandon and Malachi have done a great job. Like, it's super awesome. So
nice. Well, Dylan, I know we were discussing you preaching on Matthew 7, but I don't think we have time for it this morning.
Yeah,
but I
understand.
Do you have any final words or thoughts for our listeners and watchers?
Thanks for being on today. You know, just to go back to what we were talking about earlier, kind of my thing is what's next for people, you know, in this quarantine. I'm with Paul more than anything on if it's just revamping a relationship that you have that you're forced to sit by, you know, for a month, then do that. But my encouragement for everybody is to not waste your time during this. It's not an obstacle that we're in an opportunity. And so, there's obstacle, find the opportunity. So for me, the opportunity is what am I going to do different? I'm the healthiest I've ever been since probably my entire life, and that has happened during this quarantine. So don't find yourself sitting down on the couch and doing nothing. Look back over this when this is all said and done and say, remember that time in 2020, this is what we got done, and reap those benefits 5 years from now. So that's my last word.
Nice. Will you? We always have the guests say, "Stay sexy, Knoxville." At the end, will you just say that real quick?
Yeah, sure. Stay sexy, Knoxville.
Nice. We've never had anyone do that, but I think we should.
Not at all.
Start.
Yeah, stay sexy, Knoxville. Like that.
Paul will tell me later if he liked that or not, or you can tell me right now.
I don't care.
Doesn't care. All right.
I don't get caught up in details, man.
Exactly.
So I just show up. I'm
the details guy. All right. Well, signing off. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back tomorrow with another good friend of ours named Micah Stevens, who we'll share more of this story tomorrow, but he drove us like half the way up on that one trip that we did. So when we were a band.
He did a couple times.
Ow.
All right. Signing off.